What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be talking about Castor Maritime, or ticker symbol CTRM, and whether or not it's possible that we can see another short squeeze in the near future. So before we get into all of that information, be sure to go down and subscribe and comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. I am very active in the comment section, so I will be sure to get back to you with any questions you might have. And as always, towards the end of the video, I will go over my full technical analysis for Castor Maritime and tell you guys exactly what I am expecting to see. With that being said, let's not waste any time, let's get right to it. If you don't know about Castor Maritime, they're a shipping company that specializes in dry bulk shipments. Their vessels are doing primarily short to medium term charters, and they transport a range of dry bulk cargoes, including commodities like coal, grain, and other materials along worldwide shipping routes. Now, why this is important is because the Baltic Exchange Index, which provides a benchmark for the price of moving the major raw materials by sea, is rising really fast. So essentially, the higher the index is, the more money Castor Maritime is charging for their shipping, which in turn leads to larger profits. The Baltic Exchange Dry Index has continued to soar, as we can see on this chart. And this index tracks the prices at which dry shipping companies haul their cargo, and as we can see, it has just continued to climb since the beginning of 2021. And looking briefly at this weekly graph, I think it's definitely possible that we can see this index hit $2,500 in the near future. Also, since my last update video on Castor Maritime, they have announced 2 new vessel acquisitions, and as we can see here, Castor Maritime, a global shipping company, announces that it entered through a separate wholly owned subsidiary into an agreement to purchase a 2011 Japanese-built Kamara's dry bulk carrier from an unaffiliated third party for a purchase price of $16.85 million. And their CEO said that we are pleased to announce our 8th vessel acquisition in 2021 with the addition of another Kamara's dry bulk vessel, our 5th to Castor's fleet. Upon completion of all our recent announced acquisitions, our fleet will consist of 14 vessels. He also mentioned here that the 2 previous vessels they had bought were successfully delivered, which is more great news for the company. And guys, Castor Maritime has raised a lot of cash through public offerings, and as we can see, they've been spending the majority of its money acquiring new vessels, which is amazing, and I'll get into why it's amazing in just a bit. But they are doubling in size since the beginning of 2021 with their vessels, and they do not seem to be slowing down anytime soon, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another vessel acquisition in the near future. Now, if they keep expanding like they are, and with the Baltic Index being extremely high, meaning that they can charge a very high rate for their shipments, and in combination with how many vessels they now have, this is very bullish for them, and hopefully they can keep on adding on to their fleet like they are doing now. We can see in this article, dry bulk ship owners are once again enjoying a bit of love from investors, as the dry bulk market has managed to escape any potential impact from the pandemic, going from strength to strength. In its last weekly report, shipbroker Intermodal said that with yields up to 563%, the shares of Greek shipping companies listed on Wall Street are recorded. The pandemic has not significantly affected the dry bulk industry compared to other industries. Castor Maritime stars in stock performance with Sea Energy Maritime, which operates in the capesize sector, and Navius Maritime, which follows in the ranking of high returns. Yeah, capesize sector would not be appropriate for a shipping company. It is capesize sector. So according to the shipbroker, the gradual recovery of the global economy has triggered an increase in the loads of raw materials such as coal and iron ore, as industries have lit the engines again. So this is a really good thing for the industry, because we are seeing strength coming back into the industry with yields of up to 563%. And Castor Maritime is the top performer in stock performance within the industry. Also, since the economy is recovering, there has been an increase in loads of raw materials, and as we know, the Baltic Exchange Index is the price of moving these raw materials by sea. So if we are seeing an increase in demand, this index will go up with that demand, which will also allow these shipping companies to increase their shipping rates, which will result in more revenue and more profit for these companies. So let's now get into the short interest situation, because as you know, we have seen this before with Castor Maritime. And these stocks with super high float interest are usually stocks that are talked about commonly on forums like Wall Street Bets, when retailers are buying tons of shares at the same time, causing there to be a lot of bullish action on the stock. So we can see here that their short volume ratio is 39%, which is really high. But in my opinion, yes, this short interest is great, but Castor Maritime doesn't need this as a company to be successful. We've gone over in this video a lot of reasons why they are going to have a great 2021, so you should be aware about this potential short squeeze, but just know that Castor Maritime does actually have a very promising future, and fundamentally they are looking like a great company. Also, tons of institutions are buying shares of Castor Maritime right now. In the month of February, 14 institutions have added onto their positions, including Royal Bank of Canada, Morgan Stanley, and HRT Financial. And just 2 institutions have decreased their positions. This is a really good sign because these are some of the most well-known institutions and they have thousands of analysts working for them, and you always want to be invested into the stocks with smart money behind them. So now on the chart of Castor Maritime, we can see that we are in an overall longer term bullish trend. But when we get more detailed, we can see that we are still ranging here. Now, in order for us to continue up, we have to break out of this lower time frame bearish structure, because if we don't, we could potentially push back down. So what I would be looking for us to do is to break out of this resistance level. And if we can do that, it would be a very key level for us to continue up, because at that point we are no longer making bearish structure. And if we do that, it would be a very key level for us to continue up, because at that point we are no longer making bearish structure. If this doesn't happen, a quick sign that we can look for is if we break this level here, because then we would be making bearish structure on the lower time frames and the higher time frames. And looking left, there is no significant support level that we could bounce off if we break this support. But fundamentally, the dry bulk industry as a whole is starting to gain a lot of traction again, and Castor Maritime is making moves, acquiring new vessels, and the Baltic Exchange Index is rising, and these are all reasons why I'm fundamentally bullish on the company. So knowing this, I think that we should break out of this level. The only thing that would mess this up is if the overall market conditions remain unstable or even go down into bearish territory. So that is going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a comment down below if you liked the video. I appreciate all the support, and every comment you guys leave really motivates me to keep on making more videos. So with that being all said, I'll see you guys next video.